Welcome back everyone to the second map of this series between ENCE and NIP. This time around it is going to be Overpass, chosen by NIP, and NIP have a perfect track record on it in the past 3 months. It's a map that more or less every single team ban against NIP because they know they're good on it. ENCE decided not to ban it. That obviously puts a bit of pressure on ENCE here, but the pressure is currently on NIP, with ENCE picking up the victory on the first map of the series, that was Train. And now NIP gonna try and pull something off here, but for the pistol they get absolutely demolished. So they're trying to push their way down towards the B bomb site. We do have a lot of players in position already down towards B. Lecro is in a good spot himself up towards the A bomb site though. Lecro could potentially come up big time for this one. Swiss is going to be pushing in towards the bomb site for that plan. Lecro catches the first, going to be looking for a little bit more, will eventually get taken down. It's now going to be all on Twist, left alone for the 1-on-3 situation. Has gotten the bomb down, that gives him the opportunity to potentially get something going for him. He does have the positioning rather. Trying to tap away through the smoke, won't catch anything at all, unfortunately for him. Finds one after the fact, but quickly traded out, and that will do the trick. ENCE picks up the pistol. The bomb does get planted here for NIP, so the question is, are they going to be going for a full buy for this one, or will they actually just go for the eco instead? They do decide to force up, and it's more or less a full buy for them, actually a better buy than what we see for ENCE. And it's something that a lot of players have mentioned is a little bit weird with the new money system. If you get the bomb down, you can actually get a very comfortable buy on the T side. Sometimes even better than what you have on the CT side of it. I do quickly want to keep you guys informed about the other games going on. We currently have on the main channel Australis versus Fatality. Australis took the victory 16-10 on first map of that series. On the C channel, we have Godsend versus Spirit, and Godsend took a 69 victory on that one. We are in squad mode here on Twitch, so if you want to catch any of the other games, you can catch all of the games at the same time. I highly suggest you take a look at that. Bit of a missed opportunity there. He had the right idea as he was watching for the jump up, but didn't catch the frag. Good positioning by Twist, actually, pushing up forward. Sergey in a good spot as well, sitting right behind the smoke here, patient and waiting for the aggression to come his way. To have Alu with his AWP. Just patient and waiting for any aggression to come his way. Peeking out towards long, in towards the short position as well. Glupski, good initial frag. Alu catches the trade though, but Alu needs to come up massive for this one, as now he is left alone, all on his lonesome. Won't be able to get the job done, unfortunately for him. And that will be NIP picking up the quote-unquote force buy victory. Again, I don't know, man. I don't know with this economy currently running in Counter-Strike. I think it's a little bit interesting. It's obviously like it's one way to change up the dynamic of the game, change up like how the game plays and all that good stuff, which I'm all for. I think we need to see like changes happen every once in a while to the meta to make sure that it doesn't get too stale. That being said, I'm not sure if this is it. But then again, this is the most competitive Counter-Strike has ever been. Ever. People are constantly fighting for the top. We have 4 or 5 teams at the very top who could beat each other on any given day. And even outside of that, and top 20 is incredibly competitive right now. And even outside of tier 1 events and tier 1 Counter-Strike, even in the lower ranks of Counter-Strike, we still have like very competitive games. I don't know. I think Counter-Strike is probably at the best place it's ever been, but the meta itself, not entirely sure if I necessarily think that's the best it's ever been. Ella with a scout this time around. Was on the AWP the last time. Just get the tag onto Plopsky. Falls back to relative safety. You have Sonny, decent positioning. Does find a frag and deals a lot of damage on the secondary player. Player spotted out towards the long position. We do have Twist trying to deal with him, but he won't be able to. In the meantime, Rest pushing back in towards the bomb side. Double scout in play here. That's a nice shot from both of them, actually. Oh my god, the Scout Kings. There you have it. X7 with a beautiful scout play. Found one with a CZ75 and then opened up with the scout in towards the bomb side. Allo with the double scout kill. Forced by victory for ENCE. Now, something I have seen and something I also see in chat is people complaining about cheaters, saying there's a lot of cheaters in Counter-Strike. There's never been as few cheaters in Counter-Strike as there is today. Sure, there's still a lot of cheaters, but we gotta remember, we keep breaking records every single week, actually, for like concurrent players in the game. We just beat 1,100,000 concurrent peak. I think that was last week, if I'm not completely mistaken. So obviously, with more players coming into the game, we are gonna see a lot more immature players as well. But it's probably still the same percentage, if not lower. Either way, enough about me and my weird almost political stance about Counter-Strike. Let's get back to the action here. Good first couple of frags in the favor of NIP. It's Res and Plopsky. There's another force buy here for NIP. Again, more or less a full buy, actually. Well, not entirely, but you get the point. Nork picking up that M4. Was Plopsky picking it up initially, then dropping it over? Or was it Twist, actually? I think it might have been. Sonny, in the meantime, does manage to catch one over towards the B bomb site, but Alu, he spots them as they're trying to move their way in towards A. Alu try his very best to hold off to this position. Won't be able to initially. Nork forces him out of position, tries to find a different angle. In the meantime, bomb will get planted, and all three players' positions are now known. All three CT's positions are now known. No. Does take a lot of damage, but the timer is running low here for ENCE. Sonny does manage to catch one. The timer. There's no more time left to work with. They're forced to fall back at this point. And that's exactly what they'll do. The round will go in the favor of NIP. Forced by a victory upon forced by a victory. 2-2, we're all tied up once again. But actually a decent amount of weapons saved from ENCE here. We got the SG553 on Sonny, Alu with the AK-47. They should go for another force buy here, ENCE. It makes perfect sense for them to do so. And that's exactly what they'll go for. They know that they've once again managed to deal a bit of economic damage towards the opposition. But makes pretty good sense to just go for yet another force buy. This is sort of the issue. You can get stuck in force by heaven or force by hell, depending on how you look at it. You can get stuck in a situation where you're force buying pretty much every single round. And both teams are force buying every single round, and it goes back and forth. The biggest force buy streak, force buy victory streak I've ever seen was a couple of months ago. I don't remember what league it was. Might have been the open qualifier for the minor, actually. It was 8 force buy victories in a row. Let's see if we can break that today. I doubt it, but hey, there's always that slight chance, I suppose. Sergey and Alu, good positioning. Up close towards the A-bomb site, but looking towards short for now. You have a bit of aggression coming their way, but not just yet. We still have NIP just holding back for now, trying to find an angle of approach in towards the A bomb site. That is where they're going for, at least for the most part of it. And that's actually such a good decision for them, and very smart. Obviously, I have more information than they do, but the two players down towards the B bomb site are both down towards Monster. That means that rotation is going to be a little bit delayed here. You have Resh pushing in first, but Sergey takes him down, looking for a little bit more. Won't be able to find it, though. And as I said, the rotation is so far away. Aloe is still fairly close towards the bomb site. Sunny did rotate up and did manage to find one, but quickly got traded out. It is now Ariel and Aloe to try and see if they can bring this one back, but they're up against North, Twist, and Lekro. Oh, that works. Nog taking care of Ariel. It is going to be all on Aloe, and Lekro finds that kill. That will do the trick. That will secure NIP picking up the round and stringing 2 rounds together. I've had this question a lot of... quite frequently is what I'm trying to say, in the chat. For any of you guys who want any information about me, you can type !caster in the chat. And you can head over to my Twitter. On my Twitter, you can see how much of a weirdo I actually am. I post a lot of weird stuff on Twitter, so be prepared for that. But I do appreciate all of you guys showing your support, not only for me, but also for my good friends and colleague Dean and Mitch over on the C channel, and obviously for the main production with Harry and Hugo and Tress, who's on the analyst desk over on the main channel. Yeah, thank you guys so much for showing so much love for Counter-Strike and esports in general throughout this weird situation that we're in currently. And I highly encourage you guys, if you haven't already, to check out the squad situation that we are rocking on Twitch right now. That allows you to watch all of the streams at the same time and follow along in all of the games. As I said, it's Australis versus Fatality on the main channel, Spirit versus Godsend on the C channel, and right here on the B channel, it is ENCE versus NIP. So a lot of Counter-Strike to come your way. We're nowhere near done with this one. As I said earlier, NIP should be able to take a fairly convincing victory here on Overpass. And if they manage to do so, we are going to be heading into a third and final map. If that's the case, it is going to be Inferno. Bit of a slow start to this round. Sonny is sitting in a fairly comfortable spot right now. If he pushes forward at the right time, he could potentially find them while they're setting up for the execute in towards the A bomb site. So we do have a couple of players in this position. It's a Lekro alongside with Res, Nog, and Plopsky. The timing on the flashbang is absolutely brilliant. It's going to be Aloe to try and see if he can hold on to the A-bomb side. He's pretty much on his lonesome currently. That's not going to happen. Sergey has come in for the rotation already, but he gets taken down, and that will do the trick. As you can see, Ariel and X7, they're already putting on those speedy running shoes, getting out of there as quickly as possible. Very nice set execute here for NIP, setting up for that execute in towards the A-bomb site, getting the initial frag on Sonny due to a well-placed and well-timed flashbang, and Aloe had absolutely no chance. Sergey getting caught mid-rotation pretty much, and that will do the trick. That will be the 5th round on the board now for NIP, 5-2. As I said, off to a pretty good start here on the T side of Overpass, especially considering this is one of the maps that's still typically considered a CT-sided map, a fairly heavy CT-sided map. So to get a start like this here on Overpass is pretty good for NIP. This time around, it is going to be a bit of a min buy, bit of an eco, if you will, for ENCE. Obviously holding on to a couple of weapons, but other than that, just ecoing for the most part. I see that my little self-sellout, if you will. Got a couple of you guys to head over to Twitter. If you are already over there, make sure that you follow ESL CS as well, and obviously show some love to the teams. Because all the teams and the ESL production had to transition from our typical LAN events to back to online. This is where we started for ESL stuff, but it's not an easy transition, especially in such a short time that they managed to do it. So make sure you show them some love if you can. Hit them up with a follow on social medias. Whether that's Twitter or Facebook or whatever you use. I'm a Twitter guy myself. This time around, as I said, it is a bit of a min buy. Not really buying anything too crazy into this one. But they had the right idea. They've gone for a stack down towards the B-bomb site. Beautiful flashbang here. The timing on that is great. Sonny catches one. Like 7 with one as well, but they quickly get traded out, and it's now going to be all on Sergey. Left alone in a 1-on-3 situation as Elu just fell. Sergey got to be inching his way forward to try and see if he can deal a little bit of damage. Potentially find a frag or two, maybe pick up a weapon here. But it seems increasingly unlikely. NIP, I'd said it before going into this one, this is their field. Like, this is their map. Ooh. That's a nice shot from Sergey. Catches one at the very least. So still managing to deal some economic damage here, Sergey, and that's not horrible at all. That's pretty good, honestly. At the very least, managing to deal a bit of economic damage is going to help them out a tiny amount. But we gotta keep in mind, the economy is already absolutely great for NIP. Even after rebuying into this round, you can see it already. Lecro sitting on 8.5. We got 10,000 on Twist. 9.2 on Nok. 6,000 on Res. 5,000 on Plopsky. So much money in general here for NIP. It's gotta take a couple of clean rounds for ENCE to bring this one back in their favor. This time around, we do have Alu with the AWP out towards the long position. You might be wondering, what is he doing? He's just waiting for a flashbang out towards that long position. You pretty much never go for a dry peek towards that position. So he's just waiting for the flashbang to pop. As soon as it pops and he hears it, he'll swing back out for the potential peek. But nothing coming his way just yet. Sergey flashed out of position, forced to fall back for a little bit at least. Trying to find a different angle here, and he does that successfully. Finds one, takes down Res, but quickly traded out by Nok. In the meantime, Elo, he's changed his position back towards the bomb site, but he only catches one. He's one and done, quickly traded out. They forgot the bomb, though. Need to pick it up quickly, need to get up towards the bomb site and plant it for CT, but they don't. And that's a big mistake. They do manage to get the bomb down at the very least. Sonny taking care of Lecro. He knows there's potential of a player right behind him. And he goes down to Twist. It's now all an aerial. There's a player very close to his left here. He's probably not going to check for it. Indeed, he won't. Plopsky shuts him down. Aerial falls. And NIP with 7 rounds in the board. 7-2. Again, very strong start here for NIP. But this was pretty much what we expected for this one. As I mentioned earlier, it is their map. Like, there's no getting away from that. I'll bring up the stats for you guys once again so you can see for yourself or hear for yourself. I won't actually physically bring them up. NIP, they've played this one 5 times in the past 3 months. Same amount of times as ENCE. But NIP have a 60% win rate. ENCE, they've only lost They haven't won once in the past 3 months on this map. This round looks a little bit like another lost round, to be honest with you, especially if we take a look at the equipment, utility, all that good stuff. Yeah, Res peeking out towards the long position, taking care of Alu. Sonny, he went down a little bit early on. Sergey gonna try and find an angle. That's a nice kill from Sergey. Twist, falls. And yeah, that will do it. Res catching a beautiful triple for the round. It's now going to be all on Ariel. He does have an SMG. That does give him potential. If he just finds one kill, that will be alright. Any more than that would be icing on the cake. He does find that one kill. He is looking for more. He finds a second. Look at his money now. He was on 1300. Now sitting on 25. Gonna look for a little bit more, but it doesn't work out for him. Nork eventually shuts him down on the flank. He was very close to taking down Rest there as well, but close but no cigar, as we say. 8th round now for a nip. Finally enough money for ENCE to buy up once again. A bit of pressure put on ENCE here. And then again, is there really? If I and you guys, if we all know that NIP are very strong on this map and should be able to shut this one down in a very strong fashion, then ENCE obviously knows that as well. I don't think they're oblivious to what's going on here. I think they are very well aware that NIP should be able to take a fairly strong victory here on Overpass. I think it really comes down to that third and final map. And if that happens, it is going to be Inferno. Not going to call ENCE out of this one just yet, but it's not looking great. I think we can all agree on that. Sonny does manage to catch one, but he's one and done, quickly traded out. And immediately Sergey and Alu realizing there's absolutely nothing they can do. There's no way that they can rotate back towards the B bomb side and see if they can clutch this one out. Instead, they're just going to fall back, see if they can hold on to their weapons. Definitely the right decision. Nine rounds on the board. Again, a very solid start to this game, and can I continue to say a very good start to this game for that long? At this point, it's not really a start any longer. It's just Nip being good on the map. First map, obviously a bit of a different scenario, but that was fairly close in the first half. Could have honestly gone either way. ENCE did manage to edge it out. They played really well in the second half, I will have to say. But on this one, I don't think there's any... I don't think there's any doubt in any of us, is there? I'm trying to trigger you guys in chat. It's not easy today. You guys are way too kind to me today. Typically, there's a lot of memes and triggering going on in the chat, which is a part of the game that I love. Ariel, good positioning here, sitting outside of the smoke, should be able to catch one. Does exactly that. Takes a lot of damage in the process, and because of that, he's forced to fall back. Nate toss up towards the bomb site, isn't gonna do much. Actually, doesn't do anything at all. You have Sergey still up towards the A bomb site. Next 7, he's rotating back towards A now. Seems like ENCE have a bit of an inkling on what's about to happen. They're right in that inkling. Sergey, he needs to come up massive for this one with an 7 getting taken down. That's the bomb. Okay. Does manage to find a double. but he is eventually traded out. That brings it back to a 2-on-2 situation. It's Ariel and Alu up against Res and Plopsky. They're gonna be trying to push through here. Plopsky getting the bomb plant over by Optimus. Nice shot from Plopsky, but Alu, what a shot with the AWP. It's gonna be watching out towards the long position, but the player is fairly close by. Alu almost got that one, but not quite. He had the right idea, and I like to see it. But NIP is still finding yet another round on the board. Double digits on the T side. Not gonna say it's unheard of, but it doesn't happen all that often, and I like it. It's looking real good for NIP. And if any of you guys have ever watched me cast games before, you know that I hate one-sided affairs. That being said, when it's a best-of-3 situation, I just want to see all 3 maps played out. I want as much Counter-Strike as possible at all times of my life. So let's bring the heat. And NIP, they're definitely bringing the heat on this one. In this round, though, it is looking very hot and heavy here for ENCE. That's a nice shot from Plopsky, though. And Plopsky, again, I said it on train. Plopsky has been incredibly consistent. Like, almost disgustingly consistent for this one. Flashbang out. Gotta be pushing forward here. We do have Alu going for a bit of a rotation from the A bomb site down towards B. Not loving the position up. Elevated. Right underneath heaven. Bomb has been ticking for quite some time. Nog spots his opponent. Lines up the shot. Finds the frag. Shuts him down. Polopsky needs to come up massive. It doesn't work out for him. X7 does have a kit. He's going to be cutting it close, but he does have the defuse. ENCE finally finding another round on the ball. That's going to be their 3rd. Big question is it maybe a bit too little, a bit too late? And nah, it's not. It's not. It's never too late. Something I want to... try to be wholesome now. Something I want to stress on you guys. It's never too late. Even though it might look dark for ENCE right now, there's always that slight chance if they keep fighting that they can bring this one back. Apparently I decided that I want to be a motivational speaker. Don't ask me why. Doesn't make any sense at all whatsoever. Good frag here from Plopsky, connecting onto X7. Sonny in very close to the same position. Plopsky is still watching for it. Plopsky needs to be careful about taking another peek for that angle. Decides to step back for now, close the door. Bit of cosplay coming through from Plopsky. Just holding the door for now. Sergey out towards the long position. Ariel up by the sign. That means that he can peek out towards long and he can quickly peek towards the short position as well. But now changing it up a little bit. Sergey, he's going to take that stance. 3-on-4 situation. We do have NIP making moves out towards the long position, but all 3 players close towards the A-bomb side. That nade, oh, that hurt. Res and Plopsky both taking so much damage from that. Beautiful stuff here from Sonny. He threw the nade, he dealt so much damage, and he finds the final couple of frags for the round as well. A 3-on-4 situation, eventually going in the favor of ENCE, even though they were down 1 player, and they only lose 1 to taking down 4 players of NIP. That's very impressive. Nice hold on the A-bomb site. Good decision on that early rotation and deciding to gamble a little bit on that A-bomb site hit. Works out perfectly, of course. ENCE picking up their fourth definitely gives them a potential of bringing this one back for the second half, but they need to find... I feel like they sort of need to find this round as well. And even with doing so, they still need a good start to the second half. Right now we do have Res and Twist out towards the long position. Up on short, it's going to be Plopsky. Beautiful timing on that pop flash from Nork. Plopsky goes to the peak, catches on Aloe. Throws down the smoke, finds yet another. Sergey still up towards the A bomb side. Ariel and A7, they're miles away, and with Sergey going down, that pushes it back to a 2-on-4 situation. Now A7 and Ariel will try their absolute greatest to see if they can bring this one back, but it's not going to happen. Res shuts them down in strong fashion. That will do the trick for the first half. I'll secure a very comfortable first half in the favor of NIP. $11 rounds on the board on the T side. That's pretty solid. And we are just going to be on a bit of a timeout, a half-time break, if you will. And in the meantime... Uh-oh. Wait. Don't do this to me. Okay, in the meantime, what I'm trying to say is... we have multiple games going on, so make sure that you hit the follow button on all the different channels. You might be thinking to yourself, but how often am I going to be watching ESL_CSGO B, or how often am I going to be watching ESL_CSGO C? Well, probably more often than you might imagine. I know that ESL, they got a ton of games, a ton of different events planned, not only this year, but also for next year. You gotta remember the minor circuit. It was just moved, by the way, in the major, in case you guys forgot that. Or didn't see that, rather. The minor and the major circuit just moved to November. Very unfortunate circumstances, but it's definitely the right decision to make and the right thing to do. That means that this spring major or summer major or whatever, the prize pool of that one is going to be joined with the prize pool of this second major of the year. So it'll have a $2 million prize pool. And I've heard through the grapevine that we're going to see a lot of cool new stuff at the major. Obviously a long time to wait, and I'm as upset and distraught as anyone else, but it's the right move from Valve and ESL to decide to move it to the end of the year instead. But yeah, with that, what the point I was trying to make is, with the upcoming major in November and the minor and all that good stuff, we're gonna have a lot of games coming your way, and there's going to be a lot of games at the same time, which means that we're going to be deploying the B stream and the C stream more often. So make sure you hit the follow button. That was all I was getting at. Pretty long spiel for that, but hey, we filled the time, so not that bad, I suppose. We are getting back into it now. It's going to be ENCE on the T side, and a fairly important pistol for them here. They lose this one, it's going to be very difficult for them to bring this one back. Knock picking up the first, that makes it even tougher. Sonny peeks out, tries to find an angle. Plopsky will do the same from the opposite position. That's probably one of the most awkward duels I've seen in quite some time. Ariel and Plopsky. Ariel even got help for that one, and they still didn't manage to kill Plopsky. And somehow, Plopsky didn't manage to kill anyone either. That was such an awkward duel. As I said, not catching the first frag for the round, but now, as you can see, ENCE are going to be setting up for the execute in towards the B bomb side. Lekro, decent positioning here. Does find one, but it is Twist with the double. Plotsky with one. And ENCE absolutely destroyed in the pistol. 12-4. We said this before this one started. Real good potential. Really good potential for NIP to take a very one-sided victory in this one. Again, I want to remind you on the other games going on right now. Keep you guys informed on those. Fatality are currently leading 9-6 up against Australis on their second map. Australis took the victory on the first map of that series. Godsend and Spirit. Spirit are currently leading 7-6 on the second map of that series. Godsend took the victory on the first. There you have it, a bit of a quick rundown on the other games going on right now. Ariel. Good kill here, a lot of damage dealt with that nade. Sonny is very low on HP. He's going to be setting up for the utility in towards the A-bomb side, though. Try and push their way through, but Sonny and Ariel, they've both taken a lot of damage, as I mentioned. And it's now going to be all on Sonny. His position is known out towards the long area, and quickly getting taken down himself. 13-4 now. And that was a 4-spy for ENCE. That means this is going to be an eco. This should be 14-4. I always say never give up. And I'll maintain that sort of philosophy, if you will. A mentality at the very least. But it's not looking great, and I don't think there are any chances that ENCE will bring this one back. Plovsky is in a good spot. He finds the double. Will eventually get traded out. More Nadich coming their way, but it will be Electro with the final couple of frags for the round. That is indeed going to be 14-4. See someone in the chat asking about how does it work, who qualifies for the next stage of ESL Pro League Season 11. Good question. There's a lot of things that determines that. Someone just mentioned in chat, if Godsend wins over Spirit, then NIP will go through even if they lose this one. And that is correct. Even if they lose this one, as long as Godsend still loses theirs, NIP will make it through. The winner of Australis and Fatality is going to be at that #1 spot. It's going to be a joint #1 with NIP, and then we have the tiebreakers coming into play to determine who's going to be at #1 spot if NIP wins this one. So there's a lot of different scenarios that could happen here for Group A. And I don't have the spreadsheet in front of me like they have on the A stream, so I can't really give you guys a clear rundown of it. I'll leave that to the clever guys over on the A stream instead. $15-4. It smells a lot like a potential 16-4 here. NIP, I mentioned it before going into it. They are so strong on this map. NIP is a person now. He is so strong. They're incredibly strong on this map. It is one of their better maps in the current map pool. It makes pretty good sense for them to go for the pick on this one as well. And yeah, it smells a lot like a 16-4 victory, and it's a sweet, slightly burnt taste. As NIP are making toast out of things. All on Sergey and Alu to try and see if they can put a dent into this otherwise flawless defense from NIP, and it seems very unlikely now as it's all on Sergey. Try and see if he can make something happen here. Even if he finds a frag or two, probably not gonna happen. almost wanting to say, just get it over with, but we won't go that far. Either way, that will do it for the second map of the series. Very one-sided victory here for NIP.